Hello, this is Marie. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Please like or subscribe below. I wanted to share some tips and pointers about reading intuitive or psychic information. I think what happens for a lot of people when they're having a multisensory experience, which you may know that you're having one, or maybe after you listen to this video, you'll be more aware of the moments when you are having a multisensory experience. There are several different ways that you could be sensing information that's coming from the divine, the universe, or spirit guides, source. I think all of that is kind of the same thing. It really is the same thing, but you may experience it differently or translate it coming from a certain type of source than perhaps a different one. Like when I experience something from my spirit guides, it feels very different than dead people. When I experience guides, that's a very different experience for me than mm, the universe or God or creation or whatever you want to call it. All of it is the same thing because we are all one. When we look at the sixth layer of the auric field, it literally has the phrase on it. We are all one, embedded into the sixth layer of the auric field. And actually, when you recognize we are all one, you are activating the sixth layer of your auric field, which is the psychic field within your expanded energy system. So let's say you've had some sort of awareness that you are about to experience a multisensory communication. Some people may feel tingly all over. Some people get goosebumps. Some people feel very warm. I tend, because I'm to be very visual, I'll tend to see things in my environment that start to look different, like they pulsate or they glow. And that's an indicator to me that the universe wants to have a conversation with me or uh, add more information to what I'm already experiencing. So once your attention has been alerted, unless you are a reader like I am, that means it's happening for you all the time. So things may pulsate for me or highlight when I'm in my personal life and I'm not actively reading professionally. Then the refrigerator might start to glow when I'm in the kitchen, or a a tree might seem to be more active visually for me than it is when I'm walking in the woods. Like it gets louder. It somehow is grabbing your attention. And a lot of times it's going to happen within your body. You may feel warmth or tingling, or it might be something in your visual sense, or even in your feeling sense and your clear sentient experience with kind of feeling the world around you. But remember, whenever you're feeling something that's fearful, a lot of clairsentient people use their energy to avoid fearful things. At least they think that's what they're doing, but that's not true. The universe will never communicate to you, or very, very rarely, if ever in your lifetime, in a fearful way. The universe only knows how to communicate through neutrality, with compassion and kindness and surprise, because intuition is always a surprise, as are the awarenesses of your real emotions. It will only be a surprise. It will be never what you think. So you've had this kind of awareness that your multisensory senses are being highlighted because the universe wants to talk to you about something or communicate something to you in some way. Receiving that information is a flow. It's a flowing experience. And what happens for a lot of people when they are in that moment, whether they're aware of it or not, is that they stop the flow of the information by trying to logically understand what's happening, which is a big mistake. You don't want to do that. Even if you think you don't know what's happening, it feels like you're out of control a little bit, you will be in a better place of receiving all the information that's necessary if you stop trying to decipher it as it's being delivered to you. Psychic information is quick. For an example, let's say you're a visual person, or the word they would use, clairvoyant. Let's say you're seeing a bird in your head and it makes no sense. It's very random. You don't know why it's there. So you've turned on your brain to analyze it. Please don't do that, because what's going to happen is you're going to stop the flow of the psychic information. And psychic information needs to keep the train moving so it can give you all the impressions that it knows that you will need to understand it. Because the universe is very bright. It actually knows what you understand. It knows what you think or believe, and it needs to give you the whole box so you can get a paragraph or a sentence and have a better understanding. So even though your brain is going to want to go, why is that bird there? Why is it white? Why isn't it flying, or whatever your brain's going to try to tell you? You want to stop that. You want to go, brain, it's okay. I just want to experience this as if you were in nature and you saw a real bird on a lake. You're not going to go, why is it fluttering its wings that way? Why did it dip its beak in the water? Why did it just take off and fly? You're not going to do that. You're just going to let yourself experience this natural wonder out on the lake, allowing you to have a precious moment with nature. Same thing with your psychic ability. Don't try to understand it, because you're going to stop the flow of information, and then it's going to be really confusing. The same would be true if you hear something auditory, or if you have a felt sense. Don't try to decipher, what does that mean? My legs are tingling right now. Is that bad? What's going on? No, just let it happen. Just let the flow occur. A big part of reading, and reading well, is to let go, get out of the way, distract yourself from your brain. Don't let your brain take over. Your brain is here to help you fold laundry, wash your car, go to the bathroom, and make sure you have clothes on before you exit the house. That's it. The brain is only here to help you through logical needs that we all have here in this physical reality. Intuition is not logical. The answers that you seek in life are not logical. You would have found them already. I promise you. They are inspirational. They are blessed in powerful divine energy, and they are 100 times more accurate than whatever your mind would tell you. Here's an example. I was doing a reading once for a family who had lost a loved one through a very violent criminal activity. Not my normal experience. Thankfully, we don't normally experience a lot of crime in our life that can take away a loved one, thankfully. And so I was having this conversation with them and talking to them and talking to the departed. And at the same time that I was doing this, I was being interrupted, because that's what it's going to feel like when you're having like these random feelings or visions or auditory sensations. It feels like you're being interrupted. I was being interrupted by having a full-on visual and auditory experience and olfactory experience, smell of fried chicken. I could see the frying pan on a gas stove. It was a nice old kind of iron skillet, and lots of grease or lard in the pan, and this beautiful frying chicken. And I don't eat fried chicken because I don't eat wheat, so I don't eat breaded things hardly. And it smells so good. It reminded me of Kentucky Fried Chicken, even though I don't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. The few times that I had it, it was delicious. So I'm like salivating a little bit. My olfactory senses are just being completely amused by this wonderful smell. And I'm staring at this fried chicken, but in my mind, I'm going, why am I being disrupted by fried chicken? This is my brain. Why is my brain thinking of fried chicken all of a sudden? And so I had to detach. And then one of the things that happens when you read it energy psychically is you realize, especially when the images or the feeling or the sensations keep coming, is that you need to communicate it, especially if you're reading for others. So I brought up fried chicken, which was a really big, important deal to this family, which, how would I know that? I didn't even know this family. So let the information keep rolling. Don't turn off the camera or the sound or the multisensory feeling experiences that you have when you are reading energy. Even if it makes no sense, don't allow your logical mind to interrupt the flow of insight coming from the cosmos. And psychic energy is much faster than even mental energy. Let the information keep coming. It will make sense at some point, or you will talk about it if you're doing a reading for someone, and then it will make sense to that person. But don't let your logical mind try to figure it out. It can't, and it will stop the flow of your amazing insight. Have a great day. Bye-bye.